Siberius, and we about to get serious. It's the real Siberius, making fanboys furious.
Hello YouTube and welcome to The Real Siberius. I'm a little bit late getting to this video. I watched the game, the Lakers versus the Jazz with 93 Zay and King Speech Row, and we were having a good laugh about it. The fact that the Lakers had 40 free throws is absolutely insane, especially since they only beat the Jazz by 14 points and had 21 more free throws, 22 more free throws. I don't know. Anyway, they had enough extra free throws for them to win the game. You take away those free throws, they lose the game. That game was just an embarrassment. I believe it was in the second quarter that Luka alone had more free throws than the entire Utah Jazz. Like, just say that you're going to let the Lakers win. Like, why pretend? Why have this masquerade? Because you're not even trying to hide it anymore. It's obvious that you're not going to let them win. It's obvious that LeBron waited until they played a terrible team to make his return. And then he still ended the night, I believe, with a +1 ±. I think he scored 12 points. Like, why are you here? I would have believed in the Lakers win more if LeBron wasn't there. I still think the Lakers have had a astronomical free throw disparity over all of the other teams. But it seems like when LeBron is on the court, even if it's not him that's getting the free throws, the team still gets the free throws. I believe between Austin Reeves and Luka alone, they had 28 free throws, which is, 10 more than the Jazz had as a team? It's just not basketball. It's just not basketball. I don't even know what it is. It's a parody. It's a mockery. It's something. I mean, it's fun to watch in the same way that watching a really bad B horror movie is, where you're not scared. You're not even necessarily entertained. You're just enjoying mocking how bad it is. That's kind of how it feels at this point. And there's something to be said for that. I enjoy shitty B movies. Simply for that fact. I enjoy MST3K because that's what they do. They just take something that's awful and make it entertaining with their dialogue, with their mockery of it. And in that regard, then the NBA is fantastic because it's so easy to make fun of. It's so easy to belittle and laugh at. When somebody scores 40 points, you're like, but did you? If nobody gets in your way, if nobody challenges you, did you really score 40 points? If that's the case, then just count the points that people score in practice or in warm up on the court, because they're just as difficult. There's just as much opposition. It's just like in the NFL. Just make it flag football. Like, why pretend? I thought it was funny. And then somehow LeBron acting like their win was not only legitimate, but impressive. I mean, to beat a team that was 5-8 by 14 points and you needed 40 free throws to do it. I mean, what was the score of the game? 126-140. Yeah, that's a league with elite defense. Not sure what the game has become. But if you watch it and laugh, I guess I can get behind it. I mean, it's the only reason why I watched the game. It wasn't to be entertained. It wasn't because I'm invested. It's because I wanted to see how big of an embarrassment it could be. And they genuinely surprised even me at the level of ineptitude or how blatantly they gave it to the Lakers. Like they just weren't even trying to hide it. If you breathed on a Laker, it was a foul. Like, I don't know what's going on with the officiating. And if they start wearing the headsets like they were talking about, I can only feel like it's going to get worse, because somebody is going to be in their ear saying, you need to make the game swing this way. You need to make the game swing that way. This guy's being, too dominant. You need to make sure and get him in foul trouble. There's no way that doesn't happen if they start wearing headsets. I certainly don't know what's happened to the game, but I really don't know what's happened to officiating, because the rule book hasn't changed, but the way they officiate on the court has dramatically changed, and not for the better. Not for the betterment of the game, not for the enjoyment of the fans, not for the enjoyment of the players. I can't imagine how frustrating that had to be for the Jazz to just see any opportunity you had of winning the game, which they were up by a substantial amount until the second half. And especially anytime LeBron would go to the bench, their lead would just climb back to 10, 12 points ahead. And then as soon as he got back on the court, all of the calls started coming. I genuinely don't know how the players can stand idly by and allow this to happen, especially with all of the player empowerment and the fact that it's so egregiously one-sided. Like, they're not calling it fair. They're absolutely favoring one team over the other. And sometimes it's hard to say what team is going to get that favoritism. How are they okay with it? I mean, I feel like if I was a player in this league, especially a star in this league that's wanting to perform, that's wanting to win, and your wins are being stolen away from you by the officiating, how do you not have a voice on that? I mean, sure, they can fine you and they can, give you technicals or, whatever. I guess it's because the league just has a lack of competitors. It genuinely feels to me like the player base all agree, as long as they get their paycheck and they get the clout from being in the NBA, they don't care. With all of the gambling allegations going on and the alleged game fixing or game rigging, or maybe they don't care. Maybe winning and losing doesn't matter anymore. It's just about the money. It's just about the fame. It's just about what you get from the game, not what you bring to the game. That has to be it. Because it just certainly feels like there's all of this controversy going on, all of these allegations going on, and about a myriad of things, and no one can be bothered. I feel like if all of this stuff was going on in the 80s or 90s, I think the players would have said, yeah, we're not dealing with this. And if these are the rules and if this is the way it's going to be officiated, we're going to strike until it stops. We're not going to stand for this. And I don't hear a peep, especially because all of the players that have podcasts or have a voice outside of interviews, they certainly don't seem to care. I mean, the majority of the players that do that barely play. But since they still get paid, why would they care? It'd just be nice if even one player had the tenacity, had the character, had the grit to just stand up and say, I'm not dealing with this. I will not play under these circumstances. You can fine me. You can have my pay. You can suspend me. Whatever you need to do, I'm not playing in these circumstances. And I know that there are people who would think, oh, if you had millions of dollars on the line, you wouldn't be willing to do that. I don't know. I've never been put in that position before. But I consider myself a man of integrity, a man of character. I like to think I would. I also don't like to be manipulated and pushed around by people. And if that does happen, I'm going to push back. hopefully someone will come into the league at some point that isn't willing to stand for it. I guess we have to wait and see. Anyway, that's the end of the video. If you made it to the end, I certainly appreciate it. As always, I want to shout out the content creators that continue to inspire me to do this. Uncommon Sense, Angry Old Hoops, Self-Researched NBA Facts, 93Z, Sports and Fitness Rants, Uncut Hoops, Scap Attack, Speam Engine, In Your Face Hoops, Eddie TV, King Speech Row, Goatcast Hoops. I always appreciate your guys' takes, your perspectives, and your humor. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.